Episode 7. Guess what?
Siete.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're still doing, you're committed to the Spanish bit, aren't
I'm
you?
going to do the Spanish bit forever.
Welcome
to episode
that is a
64.
thing that's happening on this podcast, I guess.
Yes.
So episode 7, fun fact.
Yes.
7 was my favorite number, was my baseball jersey number. So
Yeah.
show a little respect. Also, do you know that most podcasts don't make it to 7 episodes?
Really?
Yeah.
What's the percentage?
I was trying to look it up to confirm right before this. I think it's around like 40-something% of podcasts.
Don't make it episode 7.
Or like make it past 7. Because think about there's so many that make it to 1 episode and they just
True.
did that. They stopped. Then there are a few that are short series that are just one and done under 6 episodes. So we're
Wow.
in elite company of probably only like hundreds and hundreds of millions of other people.
It'll be interesting to see the Spotify recap. You know, next year when the
The
Spotify,
Wrapped?
yeah. when
Come on,
they
get
do
it right.
The wrap or the recap. Because I feel like our listeners are going to be listening to a top 1% podcast.
It will probably be the top 1% of our podcast that we're doing together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Whatever that means, you can choose yourself. All right, so we're kind of mixing up the flow a little bit of this. And instead of doing the 1-minute news segment,
No.
no, we're just not doing it. What we're doing is the concept was what's just happening in the world. So we're like, why don't we
Yeah.
just call it that? And we're starting the beginning.
Yeah.
And we're just running down of what's happening in the world in the last
Yeah.
7 or so days.
So it's kind of like when Jack Harlow had the What's Poppin' song. It's like What's Hatnin'.
Or
That's-
what's popping.
Yeah. Brand new whip just hopped in, right? I got options. So
Obviously, we had the Super Bowl that happened, and we're going to jump into the game in like 10 or so minutes. But I just wanted to say, we were watching with a group of friends and just like coming up with fun little game
Sorry
props.
I couldn't make it.
Yeah. I totally lost your invite in the mail. Sorry, it'll get to you. Just don't worry.
No, I moved.
You moved. Oh man, I was feeling bad. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
no, I moved.
But we were coming up with some game props, and I was like,
Yep.
for sure, they've been hyping up the Kelsey story so much. I was like, over under like 2.5 times in the first quarter, they showed the Kelsey parents. And there was one time the whole game that I saw.
Wow.
My thought is because the mom was sitting beside Roger Goodell and as such a hated human.
Oh my gosh.
I
didn't
think
know
that's why, but I was
Also,
shocked
there's
about that.
so many celebrities there.
Yeah.
Right? So they were showing like Bradley Cooper and then Roger Goodell and then Joe Wise. I mean,
And then me.
It was all over the place. Oh, my whole dad's side are huge Eagles fans because they were born outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah. So you're a little
And-
heartbroken.
A little bit. But my uncle, my dad's brother, and my granddad were thinking about going to the Super Bowl actually because
no
they're
way.
big Eagles fans. My granddad, he's getting old. And so anyway, they didn't go because the tickets were like
Astronomical.
unbelievable. They were talking about like $7-8 just to get in.
That's crazy.
Just to get in per ticket.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it could be wrong, but
No, I think you're
Yeah.
right. It's like up there.
yeah.
I know you were pumped about Chris Stapleton singing.
Oh my gosh, dude. Chris, I got emotional. I haven't gotten emotional in a national anthem since I played baseball, I think. But I'm telling you what, when Chris Stapleton belted those vocals, I felt something for the first time in a long time.
My brother sent me a little screenshot of the time of all the past national anthems, or like the past like 15 or so. And it's about a 2-minute song. I think Chris Stapleton's was 2 minutes and 1 second.
Okay.
But get this, Billy Joel and Alicia Keys, there was a 1 minute and 6 second difference in the two of their versions on a 2-minute song. Billy Joel sang it in 1.5 minutes and Alicia Keys did it in 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
Dude, she was...
That's
when-
just
when-
runs on runs
I mean,
on
just
runs on runs on runs.
Anyways, Chris Stapleton did a great job.
Dude, what'd you think of Rihanna though?
I enjoyed it. All the girls. So I was with some friends last night as well.
Oh yeah.
because
Thanks for my invite.
Yeah, because I didn't get the invite.
Mail. You didn't even try to send it to me.
No, I didn't.
You didn't even ask me for my address.
No, I didn't. But because I stalk you, so I know your address. But yeah, everyone was excited for Rihanna. They said it's rude that a football team is playing during a Rihanna concert. I understand, but no, I thought Rihanna did a great job. She's pregnant
Yeah.
with I guess kid number 2. Good for her.
With ASAP Rocky, right?
I think
so. Yeah.
I think that's the T. But I thought overall she had a really good performance. I enjoyed it.
So I agree. I saw a lot of kind of like thumbs down opinions on it. Mostly, I think because the spectacle wasn't as crazy as the past,
Right.
which honestly, I'm a fan of though. Like this one felt about the music. It felt like a really good performance. It was still fun. Like she was floating down in the sky, tons of fireworks. Like it was a good performance, but it just wasn't this ridiculous shenanigan circus. And I like that.
It also wasn't like last year when they brought in like how many rappers, and that was they did like a tribute to hip hop, which was pretty cool.
Last year was really good.
Yeah, it was.
But besides that, like some of them just get so outlandish. I also really like Rihanna, so I just enjoyed the music for it.
Yeah. Well, I was telling Becca, I didn't realize how many hit songs Rihanna had, because I was like, yeah, she sings like this song, and I couldn't name more than like two. And then I go, like, I see her set list, and I was like, oh wow, I
saw that she redid the set list 36 times before the show.
36 times.
Yeah.
You think that was her or her team?
I bet it was her. Because, I mean, she didn't sing Disturbia. Like, there was a ton of songs she didn't do. And, like, how they're flowing together.
Darkness isn't.
Bum, bum.
She has it kind of reminded me of middle school.
Well,
she
right.
Because so many bangers. Yeah. Good for her.
She, from, like, the 2007, 2008 was just churning stuff out.
After a great Stapleton performance and a great Rihanna performance, how do you think the commercial performance was?
I'm so out on Super Bowl commercials in general. Here's my thing. I've always been this way. You can watch afterwards the top 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. I'm here for the game, number one. I generally am very excited about the halftime performance. Super Bowl commercials, I'm just watching ads. There's always 1 or 2 good ones, but I'm not going to pay attention. I can just look afterwards and people are going to tell me what the best ones were and go watch it. But that said, I think they're getting worse each year.
So people keep saying that. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe we just thought like they were funnier when we were kids. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know, because maybe they appealed more and we didn't really know much about advertising.
Well, we're also looking back at, let's see, if we're remembering 20 something different Super Bowls and we're picking the best commercials of those, like, you know what I mean? You're already sifting through and filtering in your mind. And so if you sit down and watch all of them, like, I'm sure there were several Super Bowls that had no commercials that we're remembering at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But who knows? I mean, the ad teams and the marketing teams, they get in a big boardroom and I don't know how they exactly analyze that with awareness and traction and website and that kind of stuff. But I will say, you know what commercial I really enjoyed? I really enjoyed a few of them, but the Doritos, I think they always have good commercials. They've always had good ones. Jack Harlow with the triangle. Mm-hmm. And the award goes to Elton John. And then he just, and Jack Harlow's got so much swag, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
We could have a whole bit on Jack Harlow.
We really could. But so commercials happened. It was the Super Bowl. LeBron, though, didn't know if this record was ever going to get broken. He, in the past week, is now the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Yes. The old record is what, like 38,000 or something like that?
Yeah, 38,000.
300.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway, that's big accomplishment there. That's
because how old's LeBron now? 38, 39?
Yeah.
Because he's been playing for 20 years because he's been in the league since he was like, what, 19?
I think 18.
Yeah.
He was so young when he took on.
And he is still, he's like Tom Brady, LeBron James, Christian Mosier on the golf course. Like these things, like it's like fine wine. They get better with time.
Obviously we see so many comparisons with Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady and all these things. It will be interesting to see in 15, 20 years, do these people have the longevity that we're seeing right now with the greats that pretty much all of our sports or all of our growing up, we watch these people.
Well, my take with, I'm going to have a quick take with that.
Yeah.
Is no quarterback will ever play till they're 46 again. There's just no way because most quarterbacks now run. They're typically. You have dual threat quarterbacks and they get hit more. Even with the weak roughing the passer calls and like that type of stuff. Like if you're in the open field, you're a runner.
That's true. But also at the same time, we see training, all like recovery, all these things are just making leaps and leaps and leaps. Yeah. And even though we think it seems like it's plateauing, it somehow keeps advancing and more technology happens. So who knows? I can't see it, but it's the same thing with records. It's almost like we know that records are meant to be broken, but almost each new one, it's like, I don't see how this is getting broken again. And then somehow it does. And so I don't know. It'll just be interesting to see.
Like Joe DiMaggio's hit streak.
Yeah.
Or Cal Ripken, how many games he played in a row?
That was nuts.
Oh, how does that get broken?
I don't know if that one ever will.
Oh my gosh. We could debate records. That'd be fun.
That would be a fun one. Waste Management opening. Oh, this gets me fired Waste Management Open was this week.
I feel like with this tournament, at least in my head, golf is here, right? Mm-hmm. Golf is here for the 2023 season. I've always wanted to go to the Waste Management because it's just a big party. You know, on hole 16, the par 3, where they like, if you hit the green, they cheer. And if you miss the green, they boo. And it's
Someone said it's the closest to Happy Gilmore golf gets.
I love it, man. I think golf, and first of all, some of the, like, so Scheffler ended up winning the tournament, but I did not like what he said about on hole 16.
I didn't see that. What
So
did
on
he say?
hole 16, he hit a really good shot. The wind was whipping left to right, right on the par 3 where the whole crowd is. And it took his ball from like 6 feet to off the green, right? And the fans started booing because he missed the green. And he was like, I didn't like that. Like, I hit a good shot. And I'm like, shut up, dude. Like,
This is why I like live golf. We need less of that, Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, this is why I like golf. Like, I mean, luckily the pandemic made golf a lot more popular, but this is why people don't like watching golf because it's like, hey, good job. Good job. And there's something to be said about the traditions of golf, I think need to be upheld, but there needs to be more tournaments like the Waste Management where it's like, it's almost like a party or it's almost
just
like
less stuck
loud.
up.
Yes, less stuck up. People are yelling. Like, I think there needs to be more of that. But
Yeah. So golf season's
so
here.
serious. Also, they had a $20 million purse.
Whoa, I didn't see that.
Dude, they doubled it. I think doubled
Do you
it.
think that's because of Liv?
100%. And it's 100%.
Did you see the
because of
rumor of Liv buying a plot of land in Augusta that they want to have a tournament the same week as the Masters? I don't know. I haven't seen anything more than it being a rumor.
Gosh, I did not know that. But yeah,
Fascinating though.
because Scheffler won almost $4 million for being the winner. I think they doubled that. The purse. So anyway, PGA is trying to compete with Liv. Liv's trying to compete with the PGA.
I like this. This is what I wanted with Liv coming in. I just needed a little bit of like stirring up the pot, like mixing up PGA a little bit. Like you're stale. Fourth Chinese spy balloon was shot down. I thought it was just one at first, and then I saw that there've been 4 of them now.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't know if they confirmed like it being Chinese, but I know a couple of them were Chinese.
Yeah.
With like they called it, what do they call it? Data gathering intelligence, or like I forgot what the press
Dude, I have a
called
theory that we're getting the old dodgeball trick right now. That they're just like floating up the balloons. And they're just up here and we're getting distracted by it. And you just got to cover up because we know missiles coming straight at you.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, they keep shooting down these 20,000 foot balloons in the sky or something.
Yeah, just floating in plain sight. So
I have a theory.
What's that?
It's not the Chinese.
And it's not that it's the dodgeball trick.
It's not the dodgeball trick.
What is it?
It's UFOs trying to communicate.
If there are UFOs, if there are extraterrestrials coming to Earth, I just want to be on their side. That's all I gotta say.
If you're a UFO and you're listening to this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe.
Also, we're cool. Like, we have nothing against you.
No,
like,
we love UFOs.
Trust us. There are a lot of people on this earth that
kind
of out there. Like, they don't speak for us.
That would shoot you down. We wouldn't.
We wouldn't. We'll throw a
We'd
party
have you on
for
a
you.
pod.
We'll have a welcome home. We'll say, you know what? This is a great area of town. You should move here. I don't know about this place right here. Just trust us. We're cool. This is my plug. I don't know if you're real or not, but if you are real, hit us up.
This is prime real estate. Yeah. So anyway, if you're a UFO listening, just know we vibe with you. So anyway, yeah, not sure what all these spy balloons are, but we're in tight with the UFO community. So that leads us to
AI.
Speaking of out of the world technology, obviously we both use Chat GPT. I'm not saying how far I use it with different stuff on the pod.
Christian doesn't use his brain. It's just
yes, I even in conversations, I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
But
dictation.
Yeah, so Google released a Chat GPT like copycat or
because I saw that they were
imitation
racing
of
to
it.
try to figure out how to put it in their search engines.
But apparently during their demo,
it didn't go well.
It did not go well, and their stock price dropped, and like it was a pretty big deal. But
do better, Alphabet.
What?
Do better, Alphabet.
Yeah, do better. But even with the slip up, they said that apparently Google's AI is really advanced and can compete with ChatGPT.
Huh. That's exactly what they said.
I think, if I remember
correctly.
correctly.
Despite all evidence.
Did you know when you remember stuff, a lot of times it's wrong? Did you know that? Like you remember it incorrectly?
I believe that of other people. James Corden is leaving the Late Late Show. They said, I think it was around like summer 2023, which I think they're ending the Late Late Show and starting with something new because of that.
Yeah, they are. It's some kind of old midnight.
At midnight.
Yeah, old Comedy Central. So
Which I don't really watch the Late Late
Yeah.
Show, but I love carpool karaoke.
I'm so glad you said that because I love carpool karaoke.
It's so fun.
The one they did with Justin Bieber, obviously I'm a JB fan, but
Obviously.
it was, what do you mean? Say running out of time. I mean, it's
It's
good.
probably about once every 6 months, I'll get on YouTube and just binge all the ones I haven't watched.
Yeah.
And then all the ones I've watched before. I love it. It's such a fun idea.
Also, they have like really good clips from like segments they do with like, gosh, what's the one he always did? The truth or taste it, or like one of those segments where you either had
Yes.
to tell a truth or you had to eat like a weird.
Yep.
That
And
was
there'd
a
be
cool
questions like I
segment.
saw one with like Kendall Jenner, and it was like, which one of your sisters is like the most
It's your-
annoying, or like your
yeah,
favorite, or
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't remember what the question was.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I guess I gotta eat this.
They ask the questions that the public want to know.
And these people
Even
either
though
have
they
to eat
eat
it,
it, yeah.
which is fun.
This is a bull
So-
testicle.
Well, enough about catching up in the world and what we're here for right
I like
now.
that segment though. That was
It
good.
was fun. So we are jumping in now to the Super Bowl game.
Yep.
First, though, you haven't complimented my mustache yet. I've been waiting this whole time.
Dude,
Look at this mustache.
I did compliment on your way up though.
Yeah, but the people haven't heard that.
Yeah.
How's
well,
my mustache
to,
looking?
To the people, the mustache looks good.
Thank you, thank you,
it
thank you.
looks like you're a 1984 relief pitcher for the Yankees.
Honestly, that's such a good compliment.
That's exactly what
I
it looks
love that.
like. With
All
the
right.
hat and like the stash. And it looks like you're just casually doing an interview.
Just the goofy look.
So, Joe, how's the two seam working?
I mean, it's dropping in, got a little tail towards right-handed batters right now.
Sitting at 93, 95.
It's 92 at the moment.
Okay.
I'm a little tired. My arm's hurting.
Yeah,
but
it's a long season.
enough about me, though. We'll go to you now because I'm sad that football's over.
Yeah, me too.
But you're sad because your
So-
little Eagles lost.
As a legitimate second Eagles fan, meaning Panthers.
Like, it's your second team.
Yeah, Panthers are my favorite team,
Mm-hmm.
but Eagles, because my whole dad's side are Eagles fans, I'm just a big Eagles fan. And that hurt. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so glad we did the podcast last night because I was 4 Miller Lights deep and I would have freaked out in this mic. Or maybe we should have because I would have, oh
We
my
would have gotten.
gosh.
You think you're getting Christian's emotions on Monday morning?
Oh, if we recorded this podcast on a Saturday afternoon, maybe we should start.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
So let's walk through the game. First half, I bet you're feeling pretty good.
Oh, I'm telling you, they were up 10, 24-14. I'll never forget. I probably will forget, but 24-14, they were up, and Mahomes wasn't looking too good.
What were you thinking when Mahomes marches down the field right after the Eagles score? You're like, the Chiefs are not going to be able to move the ball. 14 points max, and immediately it's 7-7.
It's got to be coaching, right? Like the Chiefs coaching staff is just so good. It has to be because the Eagles have, especially in the playoffs, like they have played so well defensively. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Patrick Mahomes is the best, I think the best quarterback in the league. And there's something to be said about that, but I think it comes down to coaching. I think the Eagles got straight up outcoached.
Well, I agree with that. I also think that quarterback-wise, that they played in the playoffs, Danny Dimes is good, but he's only like a good quarterback. I would say
Yeah.
he's like in that 15 to 20 range.
I think he's top 15, but yeah.
Okay, but around 15, like middle of
Yeah.
the pack. You then played a 49ers team that Brock Purdy had 4 passes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got someone who's been picked up and
That's a
been
good
on the
point.
team. So like they haven't really played a quarterback in the playoffs that can pick them apart. So yes, coaching also.
But
Mahomes
even regular season. I mean, they've
yeah.
been, yeah.
So then first half, Eagles looking really good. Second half though, here's my thought with this. I got nervous when the Eagles were up and started going back to the way they've been going all season where they get a lead and start trying to turn the clock out.
Yep.
Reason being, I don't think that's the game you play against Mahomes.
No.
You've got to stick with what's working. Like you've got to score.
You have
Ask
to.
the Chiefs, or like ask the Bills, really. You can't leave any time left for Patrick
No.
Mahomes. And so when that started happening was when the little like gut feeling came up of, I don't know what's happening, which then goes to the coaching because I don't think that's the right move against.
I don't think so either. I mean, they wanted to leave Mahomes with as little time as possible, which again, they were trying to tire out the defense. But I mean, overall, really to beat the Chiefs, it has to be, you have to outshoot the Chiefs.
Right. Well, you got to play good defense too, but you just have to keep churning. Like you can't get comfortable. And I think that's what happened. Like we saw it a little bit with the Bengals. Like you're so worried about giving Patrick Mahomes too much time that you kind of do. It's like your brain doesn't hear negatives. It's golf. It's like, don't shank the ball. You're hitting the ball over there.
Shank it, boy.
So I think it's the same thing where it's just, you're so worried about giving them too much time that you forget that you needed to start scoring.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden you didn't score. They still have some time and then they can kill it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so upset.
I know.
Like, dude, last night I was just sitting in bed, just sitting there, just looking, just staring, and just wondering for an answer. I was on Twitter just looking at the what the fans are saying about the Eagles and what they're saying about the different penalties and that type of stuff. So anyway,
here's the other interesting thing about this game. If you had told me before the game started that Patrick Mahomes was going to have under 200 passing yards, Jalen Hurts was going to have over 300, and then 70-ish yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns, a passing touchdown, I would say absolutely zero chance the Chiefs win.
Yeah.
Even then, if you told me, okay, Patrick Mahomes had 3 passing touchdowns, I'm like, still, that's good. That's kind of one thing is about 34-27, but Patrick Mahomes has to go off for the Chiefs to win. And then also, if Jalen Hurts is going off and passing really well, there's just like no chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
but the punt return was huge. I don't know if that's getting enough credit.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, what was 65-yard punt return?
And then obviously the fumble with Jalen Hurts. I still thought Jalen Hurts played so well.
I did too.
Patrick Mahomes did too.
It's just it's so unfortunate because outside of that fumble, Jalen Hurts played. I mean, unbelievable.
Even with the fumble, he played incredible.
Agreed.
Like those are good stats.
But that fumble, like that, anytime, like a turnover's huge, but a touchdown turnover, that is massive in Super Bowl.
I know, but then he bounced back really well, ran him down the field. And then that gets into what I was saying about the second half, that they just didn't kind of keep the throttle down. Yeah. They got comfortable, and then you can't do that against the Chiefs.
I tell you what, though, when they were down 8 points and Hurts threw that, was it a 50-yard touchdown?
The one right down to Devontae Smith on the side. Yeah.
Dude, that fired me up.
And then they got the 2-point conversion. It's 35-35. Screaming.
And then once he got 2-point conversion, here's what I was so impressed about with 2-point conversion. I don't care who you are, any other quarterback in the league takes that hit on the 2-yard line, the one Jalen Hurts took,
and they don't get in.
There's no shot they get in.
It's the same thing with when Chris Jones leaped the line. Granted, he doesn't have a ton of traction, and hit Jalen Hurts about 1.5 yards behind, and he just like plows through.
Yes.
You see that 650 squat right there, or whatever it ended up being.
However much he squats, like that hit he took was a legit hit on the 2-yard line.
And then he just powers through. There aren't a lot of running backs that plow.
I know.
That was nuts.
He's a beast.
So then the holding call. I'll let you want to share your thoughts on that first?
I will. Yeah, I'll go first here. So once again, last night I would have had a little different opinion and would have been a lot more heated last night. Even though the quarterback for the Eagles said it was a hold.
Yeah, James Bradbury came out.
Yeah, he said it was a hold. And I get he grabbed the jersey a little bit. The problem I have with that is that's like saying a basketball game that's gone back and forth all game, and they call like a little rinky-dink foul, so they shoot 2 free throws to win the game. So the pass wasn't even close. Like it wasn't like it was a bang play. Like I guess they're saying he altered the route, but at the same time, I mean, for literally a game to be decided by that, I thought was a piss poor. And first of all, let me say this gets me fired up, right? When Greg Olsen, phenomenal announcer. Yeah. He's so good at what he does. But when Greg Olsen goes, I don't know about that. I don't think he should have called that. Mike Pereira comes on. It's like, yeah, I think that was a hold. And then Greg Olsen stands up to Mike Pereira like, yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think that was a hold, especially not in that time frame. Oh my goodness. I was like, that gained even more respect for Greg Olsen.
Here's my thing with the call. James Bradbury came out. He said it's a hold. Technically, I agree that it's a hold. Here's the thing, though. That's that hold happens almost every play.
All the time.
They weren't calling that kind of hold the entire game before. Yep. So yes, it could be called whatever. That's a non-factor at this point. What I think is the refs need to get out of, the refs need to not make a game about them.
Correct.
And here's what happened there. Yes, you can say the call goes either way. Like if you didn't call it, how are you factoring it? The Eagles still would have had to march down the field and 100%. Score a field goal.
Yep.
What they did though, by calling that, is then they decided the game.
Yes.
They took it completely out of the hands of players. Where at some point yes, if it was blatant. Okay, look, good example is last game, the Bengals Chiefs, where the penalty we're talking about where the late hit on Pat Mahomes. It's similar where it's a call that kind of determines the game.
Yep.
That one, I would say that penalty is called 90% of the time, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not as
even though
upset.
we don't agree with it.
I don't love it. Yeah, but like that's called probably 95% of the time on any situation in the game.
Yep.
This holding's called less than 50% of the time, I
Oh
think.
my gosh.
So you're going to decide a game on a penalty that you would give like a 50-50 shot either way. If that.
It
And
wasn't blatant.
you completely take it out of the Eagles' hands and make it all about you there.
Correct.
That is horrible officiating that's going to like ruin football.
Yes.
If you do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
It just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
it
like
does,
you said.
I did have a little dog in the fight, but still it was like I just wanted to see a good game.
Yeah.
And like leave it up to the Eagles and the Chiefs. Like let them play it out to see if they come down the field and score. But what you did is you completely eliminated that and made it all about your decision.
Yes.
Which I hate.
Dude, and we were all talking last night, like after the game, man, and that is such a bad ending to a great game. Like, just for example, say the Eagles do with a minute and a half left, get a field goal, and then goes into overtime. That's one of the best Super Bowl games we've seen in such a long time. And they go, like I said, that hold happens. Not every play, but I'd say 60 to 70%. You could call it defensive holding.
Or on the offensive line, like some kind of hold like that's happening every play.
Almost every play. Yes, there's not a perfect play.
And I thought they did such a good job of letting them play out all game long. There were things where I'm like, I'm glad that wasn't called. I think that probably could have been a pass interference or a defensive holding. And it wasn't called until the very end. And then even if they hadn't called it, like I said, the Eagles then would have had to march on the field, probably get a field goal. I'm assuming the Chiefs would have gotten a field goal at that point. Then even if they do it, then goes into overtime and you're going, like, there's a lot of things that happen at that point. But you completely eliminated all of that opportunity.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's like when the 49ers played the Eagles, even though obviously I'm a big Eagles fan, like if you're a 49ers fan, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because you're like, we have no idea what the game would have been if Purdy doesn't go down.
Right.
Which kind of sucks. Yeah. I'm kind of getting the emotions back right now. It just pisses me off that a game like that is decided on that. I mean, now I will say, obviously you can blame it on other things. You can say the Eagles defense didn't show up in the second half, right? And the Chiefs offense had a great game plan that Mahomes executed to perfection, and they had a great second half. I mean, you can't deny those things, right? But it just sucks as a football fan, right? If you're not a Chiefs fan in that situation, nobody's happy with that call.
I know.
Not one, and it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Anyway, I got to get down off this high horse.
Last thing to say here, Chiefs dynasty stuff.
Yep.
Obviously, there's a lot of talk before. Is this a legacy game for Pat Mahomes? Does he have to win? Otherwise, is the narrative going to be that he can't get it done? I don't love all that.
Yeah.
But it's a non-factor at this point because they won. So now 5 AFC championships games.
In a row, right?
5 games in a row. 2 Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
A Super Bowl loss. Are the Chiefs a dynasty at this point?
You can already say that.
I think so.
Anytime you win 5, anytime you go to 5 AFC, like you're in the top 2 teams in the AFC for 5 straight years, like.
And winning 2 out of 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah. 100%.
I think I'm down to call them that.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they're a dynasty, but and I think they're going to be a dynasty for years to come.
As long as Pat Mahomes is there?
As long as Andy Reid's there.
Well, the 2 of them, yeah.
And Pat Mahomes, like, they're calling Pat Mahomes a $500 million bargain. I mean, he's that clear, outright number 1 quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Especially with whatever steroids he took in the halftime.
Dude, they gave him whatever they created at halftime was science. Let me tell you what.
Yeah. So for the question of the week, this week, we're going to keep it going with the teams, Joe. And we're going to have 4 different teams here, kind of like we did last week. And we're going to do a playoff style.
Same thing.
Same
Ranking
thing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep. And I say you go first with the 4, because we'll do 4. So you go first this time. And so I'll read the teams real quick.
Yeah, just for audio listeners.
You got team 1, you have Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, do the waddle, and then the Patriots defense. Team 2, Justin Herbert, dog, Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, and the Commanders defense. Team 3, Jalen Hurts, dog, Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, and the Jets team. And then Trevor Lawrence to wrap up team 4 with Dalvin Cook, A.J. Brown, who was a beast last night, and the Broncos D. There's some pretty close teams.
Pretty close teams. So you want me to go first, you said?
I want you to go first because I think for
Okay.
me it's easy.
I think all of these are very good teams. We've got good defenses across the board, good receivers, pretty good quarterbacks, good running backs.
Yep.
No, fourth place for me is team 4. Here's the thing. The Broncos have a stud defense. They're really good. I know. A.J. Brown is also a stud. Here's the thing, though. Dalvin Cook and Trevor Lawrence, both of them have great upsides and can have like pretty lower, like mid downside, where Dalvin Cook doesn't always show up super hot every game. Sometimes it's like kind of middle of the road. Trevor Lawrence, we know, can either throw a bunch of picks, like he's boom or bust. To me, although that's a really good team, it doesn't quite compete with the other 3 because of the hot and cold nature of it. Yes, in theory, if this is a 4-team playoff, they could get hot.
Yeah.
But like, you got to kind of average that. So that's why they're number 4 for me.
Shocker, you picked Trevor Lawrence number 4.
Yeah, that's easy.
So for me,
he's the worst quarterback up there. Can you argue?
no, I agree.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, I wouldn't say by a long shot, but I think he is.
Yeah.
For me, the worst team out of this list, team 1.
Team 1 is the worst.
Get this. You ready?
Okay.
And the reason team 1 is because Josh Allen's overrated.
Even with these 4 quarterbacks?
Yes.
So
100%.
you don't think he's I guess you're giving Jalen Hurts better than him?
Yep. I said it's Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Herbert, Lawrence. And then with Henry, don't get me wrong, Henry's a solid running back, but I don't think he's as good as Barkley, and I don't think he's as good as Cook. And
Interesting.
And Eckler is a beast out of the backfield. But anyway, and Waddle, I think is definitely the worst wide receiver out of the 4.
Okay.
And then don't get me wrong, Patriots have a good defense, but I am going with team 1 being last solely off Josh Allen being overrated.
Okay. Interesting. I'm a little speechless there. For me, then, third place is going to be team 2. Again, all of these teams are good. Commanders' defense is solid. Stephon Diggs is really good. Saquon Barkley is very good. Justin Herbert's very good. But Justin Herbert is not as good as Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts right now, in my opinion. Saquon, I don't think he's as good as Derrick Henry. And then Austin Eckler, you've got such a receiving threat. Stephon Diggs is up there. Commanders, honestly, I think it's their third place team for me.
Interesting. I don't agree with that, but
Okay.
for me, third place is team 4.
Okay.
So I love Cook, and I just think A.J. Brown is such a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So-
That's what made it hardest for me about
Yeah.
putting them fourth is I love A.J. Brown.
Yeah. So, but like you said, it just depends on what Trevor Lawrence shows up. If Trevor Lawrence shows up and he's on fire, they win. That team probably wins. But
If Dalvin Cook's also on fire.
but I just don't think Trevor Lawrence can carry the team. So that's what I'm saying. Team 4, third place.
Okay. All right. So now the championship game. I've got team 1 and team 3 matching off. Let me tell you what. Losing in the championship is team 1. Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, the Patriots defense. Here's the reason why. Because team 3 is just going to be incredible. We saw in the big game what Jalen Hurts can do.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler's such a good dual threat between
He
running the
is,
ball,
yeah.
catching the ball, which is what Derrick Henry doesn't have. I think Derrick Henry is a great first, second down back. He's not as good receiving and he's not as good on third down. So Austin Eckler is a little bit more of a complete back in that sense.
Yep.
Then Tyreek Hill is obviously it's like they're on the same team. Tyreek Hill's number 1, Jalen Waddle's number 2.
Yep.
And he's so fast, explosive. The Jets and the Patriots, I think they're pretty comparable defenses.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that off, giving Tyreek Hill that. Austin Eckler, just for the versatility, I'm giving it over Derrick Henry. And then even if I say that Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts are equal, I think that then it goes to running backs, which is why. I think these teams are very close, though.
Yes. Team 1 and team 3.
Yeah. So run down again for me. Team 4 with Trevor Lawrence, Dalvin Cook, A.J. Brown, Broncos defense is 4th. Team 2 with Justin Herbert, Saquon Barkley, Stephon Diggs, Commanders defense is in 3rd. Then 2nd place is Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, and the Patriots defense. And then 1st place is Jalen Hurts, Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, and the Jets defense.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with that, but I will.
Okay.
So the championship game for me, team 2 and team 3, we got Herbert versus Hurts. I think Herbert, even now, is underrated. I think Herbert is going to be in the next 10 years unbelievable. So let's say Jalen Hurts gets a slight edge, right? Slight, very slight, but he gets a slight edge here. 100% in my opinion, Barkley's better than Eckler. Eckler's better out of the backfield or out of the receiving wise, but Barkley's complete better running back. And then I think Diggs is once again a good amount better than Hill.
Do you think Diggs is a good amount better than Tyreek Hill?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Hill.
Like a good amount.
I would say if Tyreek Hill is an 8, Diggs is a 9.
Interesting, because if you look at like the power rankings for position, Tyreek Hill is number 2 and Stephon Diggs is number 5.
Yeah, I just think Hill's fast. And I think Diggs is a way better route runner. And that's why I say with the Josh Allen overrated thing. Like, I think Josh Allen's a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but if you put like a Herbert or if you put like a Mahomes with Diggs,
Okay, but then are you saying that Josh Allen is worse than Tua Tagovailoa?
no.
Well, look what Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are doing with the Dolphins.
Yeah, but, I mean, don't get me wrong. Dolphins have a great offense. But I still think Diggs, from a route running perspective and a receiver perspective, is better than Hill. I just think Hill's
But what
faster.
I'm saying is if Hill's doing more, well, fast, like speed factors into this.
It does.
So,
but
like-
it's not everything. I think people get caught up with Tyreek Hill
But like
being
if you
so
look at
fast.
their performance then, why isn't Stephon Diggs above Tyreek Hill if he's so much better of a receiver and he has a better quarterback?
I mean, I don't agree with power rankings, if that's what you're saying. Whoever.
Do you want to look at the stats?
Sure.
Okay. So regular season stats
Yep.
then, 2022. How many receptions did Stephon Diggs have?
108.
Tyreek Hill had 119 yards,
1429.
1710 average,
13.
14.4,
And then 11 TDs.
7.
And then do 2021.
111 receptions,
Yep.
1,239 yards,
Literally 103, 1225. Very similar.
and 9 touchdowns.
10 touchdowns. And then do 2020. They just did the last 3 years.
87 receptions with 1,276 yards.
127 receptions with 1,535 yards.
Average 14.7,
12.1 with all the receptions.
and then 15 touchdowns.
8 TDs. Wow. Diggs only had 8 TDs in 2020.
So do you still stand by that he's that much better?
I just think overall he's a better receiver. Maybe
Okay.
not head over heels, but I think overall, I think he does have the slight edge versus Tyreek Hill.
All right.
I do. So finally, after all the debate, I'm going Team 2 wins the championship under a Justin Herbert leadership, Barkley tenacity, and Diggs route running.
All right. And we're calling the defenses kind of a wash between the
Yeah, I mean,
and Jets.
Commanders and Jets, very similar.
Honestly, I would say all 4 of the defenses are pretty close to a wash.
Yeah.
Okay. I still can't believe your take on Stephon Diggs versus Tyreek Hill. If you argued comparable, I would get behind that.
I 100% think Diggs is a better wide receiver. I think Hill, Hill's also has Waddle. So that takes a lot of pressure off him.
But that also hurts stats. And Gabe Davis is no like crummy second receiver.
No, it's not. But every single team that plays the Bills, they double team Diggs. You can't double, like that's the thing about the Dolphins offense. You can't double team Hill and you can't double team Waddle.
All right. Florida man. We got a little pranks though happening in the Florida man world.
I love pranks.
All right, you ready for this?
What am I? 3 for 3? 2 for 3?
Yeah, so you're 3 and 3.
Okay, here we go.
Not 3 for 3. 3 and 3. So this is a
3 for
big
3.
this is a big game.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
You are not. You are at 500. And if you lose, you are back to a losing record.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Story number 1.
Fake.
Fake news. It was a hot summer afternoon in Alachua County when everyone in the Burger King began to panic. A customer sitting in the corner screamed when they noticed a snake crawling out of the trash can. Before long, 3 more snakes began to slither out of the trash can. Animal control was called, and all 4 of the snakes were found to be non-venomous. However, security footage showed a Florida man throwing away a bag that contained the snakes, and he was arrested. Prank gone wrong.
A snake prank.
A
if you
snake
will.
prank, if you will. Then story number 2.
Yeah.
It was a normal afternoon in Palm Beach County when employees at a Wendy's received an unwelcome surprise. The employee working the drive-thru window reached out to hand a Florida man his drink. And once the man received his drink, he threw an alligator through the window into the restaurant and sped off. Thankfully, no one was injured, and the man was later arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
How big was this alligator? I mean, it had to be a baby gator, right?
No questions.
No.
This
you
is the
can't-
information you get.
You can't throw a 6-foot gator.
I'm just telling you, no questions.
So story 2 is more outlandish. I'm going with, because story 2 is more outlandish, that is real, and story 1's fake.
You're right.
Bang, baby! Bang!
It was a 3.5-foot alligator that he threw through the window.
Is there a video? Can we show a video clip?
I don't know if there's a video clip. Probably. Well, I'm sure I could probably find something somewhere.
Dude, can you?
I saw in one of the articles I was reading about it that the mom, because he was like 24-year-old and it was his prank, and the mom was like, he just does stupid stuff all the time. He doesn't think.
Oh, that is good. Oh my gosh.
I thought
that's
I
good.
had you on that.
So the only reason I guessed Story 2 was because it was more outlandish, and I don't know. It's the word slither. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel
What's
like
so annoying about that is I switched it to slither afterwards. I had crawled again. But this is what's hard, because like I'm trying to make it more of like a dramatic storytelling. But the other, like the weird psychology behind this is, which one do I make more outlandish? Like,
Yeah.
is it real? Is it fake? Which one?
So I am now in the winning category.
You are now 4 and 3. It won't last long. It's fine.
Oh, we'll
I thought
see.
I had you on
I'm
this
2 in a row though, right? Or it's 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
Oh.
Wait, no. Yeah, because
I was
no,
1 and 3?
no. Because you were 2 and 3,
Okay,
then
so
3 and
2 in a
3,
row.
then 4 and 3.
Gotcha.
But anyway, so we didn't do this last week
Growth
because
mindset.
we recorded the main part of the episode right away. So we
Yep.
don't want to give you the same one. But growth mindset for this week. You want to hit it first?
Yep. My growth mindset for this week is to, and we talked about it, make the number one priority the number one priority, right? So if I have 5 priorities this week, make sure I'm making those priorities instead of busyness. And
I'd like to even just know my number one priority.
yeah, that's also a good point. Just
That's a good one, though.
being cognizant of your priorities.
Yeah. Mine is going to be, because still beginning this year was so crazy and traveling. And so I'm just trying to get back in. Honestly, it's routine, but it's just getting back in the gym routine. Trying to figure out how to create my schedule a little bit better. Just it's a weird thing that I've noticed about myself. I don't naturally gravitate towards routine, and I don't really love routine, but it helps me a lot. And so I'm kind of learning to love it. It's one of those things where I've noticed the people that are so excited about certain topics growth-wise, it's generally because it doesn't come natural to them and they've had to work because they needed it.
Yeah.
And I think routine's one of those for me where
Yeah.
I would much rather just wake up and do whatever I want, whatever I want, but that just doesn't really work for me.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think having a good routine gives you more free time. It's like the whole concept of like more discipline equals more freedom. Like
it's
the more
even
discipline
it's even
you
kind of
have.
what we do with this podcast, where the different segments, it kind of lets us have more fun and talk about whatever.
Yeah.
And it's that structure.
Being structured a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for structure.
Do you naturally like structure?
No. That's why I started my own company. I hate it. I just don't do well listening.
That's fair. So then the draft, we're doing sports movies.
Oh.
That is a big category when you start thinking about how to just pick
That's
5.
a massive category.
Yeah.
So
You get first pick.
So
Because I'm, in your words, because I'm so much better than you at this, you get to go first.
those weren't my words. Those were your words, Joe. So I'm going to go, my number one, and this is because I'm a little biased towards baseball, Moneyball with
Okay.
Brad Pitt. That's my number one, just because I'm a little biased towards baseball, and I think Jonah Hill does a great job.
That was a great movie, but you made me really nervous because my number one is The Sandlot. And I thought that you were taking that there.
It's a great movie.
So
yeah.
pick number one, The Sandlot. Great movie.
Yeah. So once again, a little biased here, but pick number 2 for me would have to be Caddyshack.
That's a good one.
Caddyshack's just a classic golf movie. I mean, it's one of those classics you just can't beat.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I was pretty sure you were going to do that. So I
Yeah.
didn't even put it in my top 5 just because I knew that you were going to pick it early.
Makes sense.
So my number 2 is going to be Remember the Titans.
Oh, nice.
Left side.
Yeah, you took it from me.
Strong side.
You took it from me. So number 3, though, I'm gonna mix up a little bit. The Rocky movies.
No way, that's my number 3. That was my number 3.
And
was
I'm gonna
Rocky.
say all of them collectively because it's a series.
I put it also where it's combined. But if you did, it's the one against the Russian, right?
So
I'm
yeah.
guessing-
Oh, the what was like
4?
a 2,000-pound punch or something. Oh,
I thought that I was getting that one there. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Field of Dreams now. If you build it, he will come.
I haven't watched that in a long time.
I know. I watched it pretty recently, which is probably why it's up here right now for me.
Yeah. So my number 4 was going to be Happy Gilmore, but I go, no, it's not going to be Happy Gilmore because I've already done a golf movie. So I'm not going to do 2 golf movies. So number 4 is one I watched recently that recently came out, King Richards.
That's a good movie.
The
Although
Serena,
apparently a lot
Serena
of people were
Venus.
saying that a lot of it was a little bit bogus in favor of him, that he was a much more of kind of like a deadbeat dad, abandoned another family and kind of doubled down on this one because Serena and Venus were good at it.
So I didn't read that, but the movie was good.
I don't know. You know how you can read anything to any side that you want to read.
But it was a great movie.
It was a really good movie,
Yeah.
which is why I did all the research, which is why I thought that. I'm going to do one that I haven't seen in so long. But when I was looking up, I'm like, this is just such a good movie. Is Hoosiers.
Oh, that's
Good
a
old
left
basketball
field.
movie.
Yeah, I like that. I think for me, man, to round it out, Rudy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially with Super Bowl being last night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't beat it.
Ooh. Happy Gilmore's up there.
Yep.
But to me, Caddyshack, it's like one or the other. There's just so many movies to put in the top 10. So I don't know if I'm going to do Happy Gilmore right now. I'm torn between, am I going hockey or am I going rugby?
Wow. Rugby.
Invictus was my rugby one.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Which is such a good movie. South Africa.
I haven't seen that. When did that come out?
I think like 10 or so years ago.
Yeah, that was
10 plus.
a good movie.
But I'm going to go Miracle.
Yeah, Miracle on Ice.
Miracle. Just American hockey.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat.
It's hard to beat.
Invictus is a close second behind that.
Yeah.
But I'm about to go binge all of these movies and the other 15 that are on my list, and I couldn't figure out where they placed.
Yes.
So
I like that. We'll watch them together. We'll get popcorn
episode
and wine.
7.
Siesta?
Siesta?
Siesta Keys.
Siesta?
Yeah.
You mean siete?
Something like that.
Your Spanish is already getting a little rocky now.
Yeah. We'll see.
Episode 7, though, great number. Everyone should think about me in high school wearing that jersey.
Yes. It's retired, your jersey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By me.
Yes.
I haven't worn that jersey since then.
It's retired. Yeah. Well, thanks
But
for
anyway,
tuning in.
it didn't disappoint for me.
Like, subscribe, 5 stars. There's actually, you can leave 7 stars now. Do you know that? No, it's fake. Completely fake. So leave 5.
But you should check to
Yes.
see if you can do 7 stars. And if you can't, you should leave 5 stars.
Yes.
You see what I did there?
Yes. Because, no, I'm not going to say that.
You're wild for that. All right, peace.
All right, see ya.